And I'm very like, let's just do anything. I'm
She's
down.
very spontaneous. She's very like on the
Yeah.
go. I'm not on the go.
So now let's talk about like how you guys met.
You want to start? You can start.
Yeah, you tell.
You tell us. Yeah, I talk a lot.
We met online. Initially, it always starts with flirting. It always starts with like just sliding up. And sometimes they get into an argument within themselves. Like they're just going back and forth. And I check the DM. I see it like weeks later. And I see like 100 messages from like different people talking about like, oh my God, you have so much ego. You haven't even opened your message. I'm like, I give him full credit. Where I am today is completely because of him. I think he always knew how to dress. It was just he would wear sweats a lot. And I'd just be like,
It's
dude.
a New York thing.
Yeah, and now when I see him, I'm like, you're wearing jeans, huh? You going on a date? Like, why are you wearing jeans?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy psycho people in your DMs.
A man can't go home and tell his wife like, hey, I've karja my jameen, I've karja my tractors, I gotta marry my daughter. They can't go home and talk about that because it's like a taboo thing. You can't really talk about it, right? So then you see things like this. They're like, okay, kisan kaade mare yaar. There's no Doaba. There are singers from Doaba.
Barely.
But no one mentions Doaba like that.
Right. I think only the famous one is Gary Sandhu.
No,
maybe
like
Diljit.
Jazzy B.
Okay.
He's from like Namashar, right? So like, there's a lot of singers that mention like like Doaba, but they don't rap it like that, you know. And I'm really grateful. Like I'm actually really grateful that I could produce. Like I think to put a song together, it only cost me about $200.
Yeah.
A singer, he doesn't have that much power to corrupt the youth as much as like your own you would do as a family, your parent, you know, like your real people around you have more power than the singer does.
Yeah, when sometimes my pictures or videos they end up on like random pages, not necessarily like meme pages, but koi bhi page koi bhi dal deta hai, right? So my dad found out one time.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming on the podcast. And thank you to you, Paji, for doing Doaba song. I really love the song. Usually,
Are you from Doaba?
Doaba song.
Okay,
I'm from Doaba.
Okay, that's
yeah. And usually, you know, Majail gaane te Malvi wale singer bade sunde apa.
Yeah.
But Doabe wale sunne nu milde nahi.
Other times I got like only 2 songs were out. It was Gary Sandhu.
Yeah.
And it was like another singer, I don't know the name, and I felt like I'm like, yo, you know, low key, like everybody's coming from Majja, right? And like Malwa, right? I'm like, there's no Doaba. There are singers from Doaba.
Barely.
But no one mentions Doaba like that.
Right. I think only the famous one is Gary Sandhu.
No,
maybe
like
Diljit.
Jazzy B.
Okay.
He's from like Namashar, right? So like, there's a lot of singers that mention like like Doaba, but they don't rap it like that, you know? So I'm like, yo, we need at least 2 guys. That was
Where are you from? Like which part of the?
So I was born in like Namashar.
Okay.
Like in Namashar, right? But I'm from like Hoshiarpur side.
Okay.
My Narnik is in Namashar, so like that's why like I stayed over there my whole life.
Got it.
That's why I rap that area a lot.
No. Chahiye siga, bro.
Yeah, you needed it. Yeah.
Cece, what do you think? Like, you know, kitho de munde zyada sone hunde? Doaba, Malwa or Majja? Do you know about Majja, Malwa,
I
Doaba?
didn't know anything until I met him, and I was like, what is all this? I'm from Delhi, so I don't know any of this stuff. I was like, okay, sure. I'm from Doaba by association.
Okay. So, okay. And Paji, what do you think about, like, you know, singers jede mostly ajkal lyricists वगैरह चल रहे ने? वो किथों दे ज़्यादा होती ने?
I think most of talent right now is coming out of like Majja, right?
Majja?
Right now, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I think Karan Aujla is from Majja.
I'm
maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
But Sidhu was from Malwa.
Yeah.
Sidhu was from Malwa, and yeah, I think Malvi wale ज़्यादा कर देते हैं कि इस टाइम
yeah, it's good. Bro, like you take बड़े शहर होंगे ना,
right?
There's more talent comes from there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like Amritsar, like Wazir is from Amritsar, right? So it comes from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
ਕਿਹੜਾ singer ਤੁਸੀਂ you know ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ you know style wise or like you know just in general like his vibe and all that?
Diljit.
Doesn't he look? Can you tell?
You look like Diljit,
like,
exactly.
Bro, like as long as I can remember, like in school time, like in India, as a first voice I heard in my life, like as a singer.
Okay.
You know, I was like 2 or 3 years old. The first person I heard was Diljit. As I remember, I don't know, you know, like obviously you don't remember stuff, you know, from when you're a little kid, but as a first person, him, like Sony Pabla.
Oh yeah, Sony
like
Pabla.
Kavinder Tellon, like those people, like they were the initial step that I took towards music, because when I heard their voices, I just fell in love.
Right. I was actually just talking to a guy. He did like you know first 5 albums of Diljit. He was a producer for him.
Okay.
And he's probably gonna be on the podcast pretty soon.
Okay.
And Omen ਦੱਸਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, he's like, you know, Diljit ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ starting time ਸੀਗਾ, you know, like, you know, it was very different. Like Diljit killed it. Like, you know, ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਇਆ ਵਾ, like starting ਤੇ ਆਇਆ, from day one, like, you know, everybody, like, you know, ਪੱਗਾਂ ਪੋਚਵੀਆਂ ਵਾਲੇ and all that. Yeah.
Like, even as like, I think Malki Kimma, like the first album he had, like, it was playing my school all the time.
Yeah,
so like,
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਬੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੀ, ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਸਮਾਈਲ ਲਈ. That was a good song.
His initial start was really good because he like learned music, right? With his mama, so like his initial start was really good.
Right. ਤੇ what do you think, like, you know, ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਿਲਜੀਤ ਦੀ hype ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, right?
Yeah.
ਤੇ it's like, you know, obviously like he's the biggest.
Yeah.
He's the biggest at the moment, like, you know, ਕੋਈ ਉਹਦੇ equal ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. But you hear like rumors about like ਕਿ he's, you know, Illuminati ਨੂੰ soul sell ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ.
Well, it was long overdue for Punjabis. I feel like ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਹਾਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ. Right? Like Punjabis are finally getting the like the spotlight.
Right.
And people like they're shocked because no one has seen it before.
Right.
Right? So it kind of looks fake, but it's not fake. It's just we're finally getting it. Whatever the, you know, like the African culture got for hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody, they got it really early on, like in the 70s, you know. So we're just getting it now. So now people who have not seen that kind of success in their life, like ever, so they're like shocked, like how can this happen?
Making
like,
shit up.
Making stuff up. You know what, bro? Think about it. It's 22 years, right? He's 40 right now. It was started at 18, right? You're telling me 22 years somebody's success. You're gonna break it down just one little sentence. Oh, he's Illuminati. That's right. He's not, you know, like doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Right. When Sidhu came out, like he had a song on it, right? 3 years. People haven't seen that yet. Like a lot of singers have not seen that yet, right? Shob came out, one song. Like back then, that was not a thing. Like you had to do album after album after album. Then you kind of like do wedding shows. Then you get to the, you know, some kind of stage, right? But Shob comes out, one song, right?
Right.
Banger, right? Not all these new artists that are coming out, younger kids, like 19, 20-year-old kids, they're coming out, and these older artists who like they don't like sing that because they're like, you know, that's not organic. That's not how the way it should be. Their way of success is like, oh, go to the label, get the bigger budget. But now after Sidhu came in, you know, the independent artists, right? Yeah. Even I think that even changed for Diljit. Sidhu's coming in, changing for the whole industry.
Right.
Right? Like you don't need a label anymore.
Right.
You don't need anybody. So I think nowadays, like a lot of artists who are like, I guess, still struggling. Like I'm still struggling. I'm still like, I guess, building myself up, right? Mm-hmm. So just because I'm not like up there, I can't break someone else's success down, right? And it is like it's God's wish. You know, if God wishes for that for Diljit, it's gonna happen. God does not wish that, it's not gonna happen, right?
Right.
That's what it is.
Cece, what's your take on Illuminati thing? Just in general.
I mean,
Do you think like it's real thing?
No, absolutely not. I think it was a vlog. He made a vlog or something where he talked about it.
He did,
yeah, and it was so funny. It was him, his team, I think his manager, some people with him. And he's like, he was showing around everything, giving a tour for the stages and everything. And he's like, I'm doing all this hard work and you guys are going to tell me Illuminati? All right. And I thought that was so funny. I was like, yeah, that's how you should clap back at these people because they're going to make up rumors no matter what.
Right. And that's pretty much like, you know, even like, you know, when Sidhu was starting, right?
Yeah.
ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਜਨਤਾ, like, you know, obviously not Illuminati, but ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਜਨਤਾ ਦਾ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲਣ ਦਿਆ, ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲਣ ਦਿਆ. And ਕਿ ਧੱਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੈਂਗ ਵਾਲੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ, like he's trying to be Tupac and all that.
Yeah.
But now ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ, like, you know, after, like, you know, he got killed.
Yeah.
ਫਿਰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਕਿ no, actually ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ actual ਚ ਉਹਦੇ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਜੋ ਲਿਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ, that was actually happening.
But that's the thing, many times, like we're behind a screen, right?
Yeah.
We don't understand that person's reality, right? Because we're not there seeing it, right? And sometimes, like I said earlier, right? In many people's lives, they probably won't like get to that point. You know what I'm saying? People have a normal life. They have parents, they have siblings, they get married, they would live a normal life. Very few people have like that life, and then it's like out of the norm. So it's very hard for you to like hajam that. You're like, yo, like how can this happen? Like, you know, like how Sidhu like talking about guns all the time. He's faking it. It's not a real personality, right? And then you go his real day-to-day life. He's living that life, right? So that's why when he passed away, like I think that was the biggest like shock the industry had, because they were like, okay, this guy was actually about it, you know, and he died for that. Like he was like, I'm like he had a song, right? Live by gun, die by gun. Right. So he stood
Very
behind
old
what he
song,
was saying, right? And then I guess Punjabis need to like, I mean, they're trying, they're getting there, but they need to get out of that like that little thing like, oh, you know, we're a minority. We're not. I think we're not a minority anymore. We're not. If you go to Canada, right, like we're actually up there, right? Like I think they have 4 ministers that are like sick, you know. So I feel like that dilemma that they have, they gotta get out of that, and you gotta understand that we could do that too now.
Yeah, like playing victim and stuff. Like
in India, I think Punjabi songs are like number one right now.
Yeah.
Right? So you telling me if India, the biggest population, right, country almost, if Punjabi songs be famous over there, they can't be famous outside? Right? And it's also like, you gotta respect these artists like Diljit and Karan Aujla, like all these bigger mainstream artists that actually like showing these other like American artists, Canadian artists, like, hey, look, we exist too. This is how we look. This is where we're from. So like people like, Rihanna, they know who India is, like,
Right,
so
right.
I feel like people need to like does not hate and kind of appreciate and kind of help move, create the movement, not bring somebody else's success down. Like, bro, nah, you're Illuminati, that's it. So that's what it is.
So ਯਾਰ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜੋ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਿ they used to call him ਫੁਕਰਾ and all that, know, everything. But obviously ਜਦੋਂ ਆਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ, like, they realized, okay, he was not he was, and actually he was like in a depression for a while.
He was, yeah.
And ਜਨਤਾ ਆਪਣੀ, like, especially in Punjabi, culture, ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਉਹ ਮੰਨਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ like ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਕੁਛ, ਦੋ ਥੱਪੜ ਲਾਓ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ ਉੱਡ ਜਾਂਦਾ.
Yeah.
ਤੇ
But mental health is a ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਨਾ. Like ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ like I mean I don't even know like in the taxi industry ਸਾਡੇ like ਕਿੰਨੇ like uncle ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ like they like 8 of them committed suicide, like not Punjabi but just like Bengali, Muslim, because in our culture, brown culture, mental health is not a thing. Like, they don't talk about it, right? And that's what happens, right? For Kisan, right, they do suicide for what? Because they talk about it, they get trolled for it.
Yeah.
A man can't go home and tell his wife, like, hey, I've karja on my jameen, I've karja on my tractors, I gotta marry my daughter. They can't go home and talk about that because it's like a taboo thing. You can't really talk about it, right? So then you see things like this. They're like, okay, Kisan kaade mar rahe, right? Kisan, because they don't know who to go to.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah, like I think there should be something, like there should be something in India, Punjab, where you go somewhere and you talk about, like, it should be a norm now, like, like it's okay. Like Sidhu was going through, right?
Yeah.
And only way he could talk about it was through a song. And a normal person would hear the song and be like, nice song, move on from it.
Like it was a cry for help, but no one was
right,
listening.
Right.
Exactly. So I feel like I said, you're behind the screen, you know what the person's going through, and I think we need more understanding as a culture that here we're shifting, and let's stop all that stuff that's happening. Like, we went through like a lot. 1984, the partition. Punjab has took like big losses,
Right.
So you got to understand, like, yo, this culture has gone through a lot, and it's time to talk about it. We need time to talk about it.
Right.
I feel like we're just hiding our like anger and sadness behind like Josh, like we're like, oh yeah, see,
mard wala
which is fine.
Yeah.
We are Daler Qawm.
Yeah.
Punjab has always been the forefront of every war ever in India, right? So I feel like there's also that, and there's also we need to talk about our feelings, right? You be like, hey, what's going on? Like as mothers like that are at home right now, probably depressed, right? Because like, so we don't get to that point in our life, Actually, we should.
Yeah.
I think we are, though. We are growing. Our generation is.
Yeah, our generation
now
is,
I feel like couples and everyone in general, like, you can come and speak to me, I can come and speak to you.
Yeah.
We're very open with our parents as well. So I feel like we are growing, but somewhere in that middle age, they're still stuck there where they're not able to talk, they're not able to communicate.
Yeah, because like munde de vich especially ਉਹ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ halle ਵੀ like in some points like they can really like open up.
Bro, that's why the alcoholism comes from, right?
Yeah.
Like Jana Khana, again, the singer on there, right? They promote alcohol, they promote fame, they promote this, they promote that. Bro, do you understand why people even listen to that? Because they're stuck in their reality. They want to numb themselves. Right? The youth is not just drinking alcohol because the youth is like wanted to like just koruwana, right?
Right.
They're drinking because they want to be numb. And why do they want to be numb? It comes back to this point. They can't talk about their feelings with nobody because they're trolled on that. Right? So I feel like there needs to be more opening. So like that's when, trust me, like I could sing hundreds on the alcohol. If the person in front of me is happy and is in his reality, he doesn't need to get away from the reality. He'll not drink. But if I'm sitting there talking about alcohol, like, yeah, alcohol is so cool. I forget my heartbreak. I forget my this and that, and that person's going through it, he's going to be like, yo, I might just try it out because, he's talking about it, right? So the problem isn't that singers are coming in and promoting drugs. The problem is people are really vulnerable. Punjabis they're not like they're not the recent singer, right? With Diljit's controversy, he's talking about, Punjabis are like, they're fools. They follow people. They're not.
Who was that?
I'm not a singer, but Diljit. I'm not saying his name.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So Punjabi, they're not fools.
Okay.
People are vulnerable. They're vulnerable. Like I said, it all comes down to because they don't talk about their feelings in households. It's not talked about. Only people you talk about is your friends, and they'll probably troll you because that's what. There's a culture behind that, right? So that's what it is.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗਾਣੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਦਾਰੂ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਬਾਰੇ?
Yeah, bro, why not?
Okay.
But like just like me talking about alcohol, like I said, it's not to make somebody drink alcohol,
Right.
right? Like if I do it, I'll probably like like I'm a casual drinker, so I'll just probably drink, write a song about it. But I feel like a singer doesn't have like that much power to tell you, you know what I'm saying, to do that. Like Chamkila was defamed for that because with the same reason, like, oh you're like corrupting the youth.
Yeah.
A singer, he doesn't have that much power to corrupt the youth. As much as like your own, you would do as as a family, your parent, like your real people around you have more power than the singer does.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we need to work on a society all together, not just like like point fingers at him. This is happening because he's doing this. He's happening because he's doing this. Like that change never happens. It's just a blame game. It'll go from the next person to the next person to the next person.
Exactly.
It's never gonna end. So,
Yeah.
We watched that
100%
movie together too, and I saw that movie and the Elvis movie, and I was like, this is the same exact story. They're giving you what you want. But when in that movie too, when Chamkila was doing those kind of songs, he himself was not a vulgar person.
Right.
It was just that's what sells, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, they show like when he was a little kid, he used to see all these things.
Yeah.
And that's why he's trying put in his songs.
Yeah. And people want it. People want to hear it. People love it. So
ਜਦੋਂ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ like ਕਿ he ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗ ਲੈਂਦਾ
Yeah,
and ਬਾਅਦ ਚੋਂ ਚਮਕੀਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ but like people are
Yeah.
asking for it. And,
But think about it is, and in general, I feel like people, if you look at the bad, you can look at the bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Har bande di kinni kami hundi hai na?
Yeah.
I could sit down, make a movie on you, how much bad I am or you are, right? Like,
Right.
So, like when I was growing up, like my family, we played Chamkila songs, but the song that I was listening to was Baba Tera Nankana, right? So as I grew up, like a lot of my friends, like they'd be like, yo, why you listen to this? This guy was such a bad guy, this and that, right? Listen to Kuldeep Marnak, he was better, right? That person's better. You go deeper and deeper and deeper, you see that every singer had those kind of songs.
Right. Because
right?
ਉਸ time ਚੱਲਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ.
Like Marnik Saab, like he has those kind of songs,
He
right?
had.
Was he a vulgar singer? No, he was not. He was like, a lok tat guy. And like as a singer, like I listen to a lot of music, so I'm like, why's everybody telling me like don't listen to this guy, right? And then now it's good that like the movie got made, At least where there's like 80-20, now there's like at least a 40-60 people are like, okay, he apologized, like, so like my mom, back then there was no internet. My mom also like just heard rumors. Oh, they killed him, that those people killed him because he sang this kind of songs, right? This and that. Like my mom, until this day, like I saw the movie and she was telling me, she's like, not a single day will go by where on a speaker you wouldn't hear his music.
Yeah.
She's like, as soon as the wedding will start, they start a Baba Tera Nankana album and that's it. The whole wedding, Chamkila, right? So it's good the movie's made because I guess most of the hate was coming off rumors. Because that time there was no internet, there was no podcast, there was no,
Right.
So it's like word to word. I tell you something, you're like, okay, you're gonna go on to somebody else. Oh, this guy's bad, and it goes all over.
But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ like even back like I think it was like 80s, right? So like almost like 60 years ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ. ਉਦੋਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ like the word hasn't changed. Like even Punjabis in general, like ਜੋ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਚਮਕੀਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਉਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ. Literally, like there was no difference. Like if you put them side to side, obviously like he didn't do like vulgar songs. Sidhu like he was just about like guns maybe, and but ਉਦਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ. But they treated him same way, like ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ pressure ਉਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਗੁਜ਼ਰਿਆ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ. So we were like we're still going around like in the same loop.
Yeah, it's because like I said earlier, bro, like people they don't like seeing change either, and they're like I said, they don't like understanding the person's point of view, right?
Yeah.
And like the singers that make beautiful songs, there's Kanwar Garwal,
Yeah.
Sartaj, right? Kamal Heer, right? Manmohan Waris, like bro, and you look at their songs, where are the views? Like Babu Man was talking about this like a long time ago. He goes, if there's so many like like good singers, how come they don't get views?
True.
Right?
True.
Because people want to listen to what they want to listen to. Like this, it was going a cycle like that. Because Punjabis need to understand, like like if you want good art, then support the good artists and get them the fame too, right? You guys are gonna choose to listen to these guys, get them the views, right? They'll get rich over time. Then you're like, oh, the youth is corrupted now. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't blame.
Yeah.
Be the change.
Right.
Like when Sartaj comes, like I better see everybody there, with a ticket at a show. No one goes. Literally, like it's like so many shows like they're sometimes empty. Like one time Ranjit Baba came, and the show was kind of like they were like trying to sell tickets and they couldn't, right? Because people don't like going to these good shows,
Right.
And then the kids see like, oh, obviously, like, youth is impressionable, so they're like, oh, tickets aren't selling. This artist's not big. He's not fire. So we're not gonna go. Who's coming? Oh, that person's coming. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how it is. I feel like the culture itself needs to like move towards that too, and then we can have a debate about this. You know, if we're equally giving both sides enough attention, that's when the change will come.
Yeah. So Cece, do you listen to Punjabi songs?
That's all I listen to.
Who's your favorite other than Diljit? I mean, other than of course. Him.
Honestly, I think Diljit is my favorite.
Other than
Diljit, Karan Aujla.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see you like, you know, posting a lot of reels.
Honestly,
songs.
Yeah, I think those two are top, and then everything else I listen to here and there. But I don't really have. I remember songs, I don't remember artists. Like, that's my biggest problem. So I know, like, the tops. I was like, yeah, Karan Aujla probably the most, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite song?
Currently, I think I would say... Actually, I love Just Atinlo. His music is, like, one of my top. I can't believe I forgot him. Yeah. His song is... What? I forgot the name of that song.
There's so many. Like.
That... Damn.
With Navi Bro or like...
No, it was...
I think Spain.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that
play
song. I played it all the time. My Spotify playlist, it was like number one. I sent it to Just Atinlo. I was like, look.
Cool. So like Karan Aujla the songs and which, you know, he's talking about like, you know, Chanjara and all that type of things. That I mean, like, you know, thodiya farmaisha vad jandiyan, like, do you like ask him to like, you know, buy you all this stuff?
Yeah.
So you are motivated by like, the
but
songs.
then you know we love blaming, so I'm gonna blame them.
That's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
Padi, who's like, you know, other than you know, all the singers that you talked about, what else do you like to like, you know, do you like classical, all that kind of like, you know, kidda di vibe hundi?
I like rap a lot. Like,
Rap a lot?
That's because I grew up here. Like, you know,
Okay.
like, I came when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
So I was exposed to that first, like, because as a kid you don't remember a lot, you know. So I came in first grade, and that's the first, like, 50 Cent. Like, that's the first artist I heard here. There's 50 Cent, Eminem, and then T-Pain. There were like 3 artists that I heard, and I was like, damn, this is nice, you know. And that time Auto-Tune was like just coming in, and I was like, damn, like this sound is different. You know, where Punjab had like just like it was like mostly like folk vocals. They had like mellow tones, you know, like low.
Right.
And like they're more like, you know, like R&B kind of vibe, you know. And I was like, hey, this is different. I think the only person at that time doing that was Jazzy B. Like, not, but that time I didn't realize it. Like, now I'm older, so now I'm like, damn. I listen to Jazzy B songs, like I was like Romeo and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, this guy was ahead of his time, because at that time, like, we didn't know, you know, like this, like he was doing that same stuff.
Right.
It was like, oh, he's Jazzy B, but as you know, he's Punjabi, he's Indian. You go to like rap, so I listen to rap a lot. So just growing up, like, it's like Drake, like, you know, Lil Wayne and stuff. But Drake stuck around the longest, I guess, because Diljit is like Drake of Punjabi industry. Right. So Drake has been the biggest, and right now it's Central C. Like, I like his music a lot.
Okay.
He's a UK artist.
Okay, got it.
And that's pretty much it. And like, obviously Punjabi hai gayi sare, like Ranjit Baba, right? Like Kamal here and them. So
Cool. So now let's talk about like how you guys met.
you want to start? You can start.
Yeah, you tell me.
You tell us. Yeah, I talk a lot.
We met online on
Okay.
Instagram.
Okay.
We're friends, and he's very
How
smart.
long ago was that?
This was 4 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago, we met online, and he was very smart. He would talk to me about school.
Okay.
And I love telling people this, he would always hit me up again. Like, he'll disappear for a couple months, message me again, and be like, did you speak to your advisor? What'd you do with that assignment? And, you know, as a girl, you're like, how do you remember that conversation? And, like, he would take interest in, my life and my school. He wouldn't be like, oh, my God, you're so pretty, you know?
Okay.
It wasn't basic. I was like... And I remember telling my friends, I was like, dude, like, this guy is so, like, into my life. And, like, I would always tell everyone, I'm like, why is he asking me if I spoke to my advisor? And, like, all that stuff. And then about 6 months later, he kind of disappeared. And then again in 2020, during COVID, he messaged me again. And it was natural. It just went from there. We just started talking. We had a lot of mutual friends by then, too.
Okay.
So... yeah, after that, it was very natural.
You both live in Queens, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to live a block away from each other and had no idea.
You guys went to same high school, or?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we had literally no idea. I thought he lived in Long Island.
Okay.
He thought I lived in Long Island. And, you know, when you're from Richmond Hill, you don't really post about that. You don't really talk about that because it's not what it was like 10 years ago when we
Right.
initially moved there.
Right.
So we never talked about it. He was like, I live here. And I was like, I live there too. What are you talking about? And he told me like how he used to drive around the block trying to find my car because I told him what type of car I drive.
She wouldn't tell me where she lives. I'm like, why?
Who would?
Of course.
I wasn't ashamed of it. I was like, I live right here, man.
Yeah. And he like, I'm like, what do you want, my address? And then when we like got more familiar with each other, we gave each other like, yeah, pick me up. And I was like, no way, dude, a block away and I've never seen you.
Yeah.
Gadiyan gudiyan nahi si laune bhai.
But then he's like
He did trying to find my car,
I mean,
but
yeah, like, the thing was, I was just curious. Like, I was like, damn, like, how come I never saw this person in my life? You know, they live right here.
Right,
like, you
right.
know,
But that's the thing here, like, you know, in the US, like, especially like in Queens and all, you know, it's so dense.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
New York City, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, you know, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Okay. And now you guys are engaged.
Yeah, we're engaged. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Great. So, what are the things like, you know, that you guys find similar in both of your careers? And, you know, like you are in entertainment industry, right? So, ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ similar ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, like, you know?
I give him full credit. Where I am today is completely because of him.
Really?
But he's very humble. He's like, no, it's you.
Yeah.
That's what God wanted for you. I wanted to like be an actress since I was young. And my dad, obviously, like that conservativeness, like when, as soon as you say modeling, acting, they think of kissing scenes and bikini shoots. Like they don't think of anything else. So that dream shut down a long time ago. And I was young. I didn't know how to like stand up for myself and speak, you know? So when I first met him, he has like this professional page. So when I first saw him, I was like, okay, this guy is too like professional and stuck up. I don't want to like, you know, talk to him. I didn't know anything about him. But then when we got to know each other, I feel like he noticed that like I loved being in front of the camera. I loved dressing up, taking pictures, just like what any, you know, normal girl likes to do. But I guess he said, I saw talent, I went for it. And he just started making me like, make TikToks, make videos, start recording me, and I posted it, and boom, you know? And ever since then, we've just become a team.
Oh, so before that, like you were not a...
I always wanted to. Like, since I was young, I've always wanted to.
You had no following.
But I had no following. I didn't even, like, I didn't post at all. Like, I wouldn't even post pictures. I would take pictures for myself, but I would never post them. I was around the wrong crowd as well. You know, I used to like worry, oh, what are people going to say? What are people, like not even people, what are my friends going to say? So I think that's the main thing. It held me back. But he's very creative. I'm very creative. We do have a lot of creative differences when we shoot together. Yeah. But, you know, I feel like he is he balances me out. Like I'm someone who goes... Like, I'm shooting today for this brand, right? Like, I have a vision. I have a video. I saw something, and I want it exactly how it is. So if the lighting is off or my hair is off or the outfit is off, I kind of go into this, like, dark zone where I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not in the mood. I cannot do it if I'm not at 100%. And he's very good at dealing with whatever circumstance we're in right now. So he will... Yeah, he's really good at that. I remember one of our recent shoots. I'm going to tell about that one story. I had this kurta that I had to shoot for, and we went to the beach because I was like, oh, like I want this to be sunny, and you know, like brands have requirements as well. So I'm like, I want this to be sunny, like really pretty and like glowy and everything. And we went to the beach. It was really windy. It was just turning my energy down. We spent the whole day just sitting in the car. I was like, okay, let's just wait for it to get dark. And we started shooting in the dark, and it was still not good. So I was like, all right, you know what? Another day, I give up. And he's very good at cheering me on and being like, no, you got to do what you got to do. Like, you know, this is work. And I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, take me home, right? And we're on the way home. And when you're going home from the beach, there's like this highway where it's like very empty, and they have like these like mountain type like views, you know? He sees that. Immediately does a U-turn, parks over there and goes, get out, let's go, we're going to shoot right here. And that video, we shot in like 10 minutes. Okay. It looked amazing, and it got 1 million views.
Yeah, it was like a video loop.
So he's really good at just like, wherever, if things are not going my way, he is really good with
gotta make it work.
Making it work and balancing it out. There's a great balance. I think that's what makes us like a good team.
Cool. Yeah. So, talking about like, you know, you're a big influencer, like, you know, close to 100K. Yeah. So, do you like come across like people like, you know, crazy psycho people in your DMs?
I stopped checking my DMs
Because-
because it's crazy flooded. I try to check because there's a lot of girls that they don't want to comment and ask you questions. So I try to check my DMs. Sometimes brands don't email you.
Okay.
So I try, but it's just like recently I've been getting the same few DMs from different people saying someone's using my pictures on some dating app and someone's scamming people with my pictures. Like, I was like, oh my God. So I posted up a story because I got worried. Like, people were literally getting robbed. And I was like, it's not me, guys. Like, oh my God. But I've gotten crazy, like, psycho DMs, as in, like, guys, like, threatening me because they want to reply, like.
In what way?
Like, initially, it always starts with flirting. It always starts with, like, just sliding up. And sometimes they get into an argument within themselves. Like, they're just going back and forth. And I check the DM. I see it, like, weeks later. And I see, like, 100 messages from, like, different people talking about, like, oh, my God, you have so much ego. You haven't even opened your message. I'm like, this is why I don't.
Look at the numbers of
it's really hard. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, I try. That's why we post those things on our stories so girls can actually ask you stuff,
Yeah.
Because I know, like, you can't really reach out to these really big influencers. Like, it's very hard to, like, speak to Navi Brar, You can't really reach
Right.
them. And you don't have to be, like, the #1 makeup artist or, like, a supermodel to teach these little girls something. So I feel like they always reach out for help, and I try my best to just answer back as much as I could. But it gets really hard with, like, all these DMs and all these fobs. It's really hard.
Cool. So this is your main thing, influencing, or do you do something else on the side?
Yeah, I work on the side. I'm still going to school.
Okay.
Yeah, and in health administration, so I'm still doing that on the side as well. But this is more of like a passion. Like, I think I would do this no matter what, even if I don't like end up being a supermodel one day. I think it just gives me happiness. So I would do this no matter what.
Is family supportive now?
Yeah, so I think I'm very fortunate. I grew up in a very tight family, just me, my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Okay.
I came here when I was 6 years old, and I never went back. So I grew up I was not culturally connected. That what I would say is like the negative aspect, but I grew up very supported by just two people, and their opinions were the only ones that mattered. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, log kya kahenge, right? Like, my family is one, we're from Delhi, so they're not that conservative. But growing up here and not being so connected to your family, it makes you very, like, more about yourself. You're more in touch with yourself, and you care more about your happiness. So I was very fortunate that it really doesn't matter to me what other people have to say in a way. Like, even when people comment on my pictures and stuff like that, I think I'm very lucky. It doesn't affect me. I don't know how. I know a lot of my friends who they're like, oh, I don't want to be posted anymore. You get too many views. Like, they feel some type of way, and I don't understand that way because I just grew up so connected to just two people that other people's opinion, like, automatically just doesn't faze you anymore.
But extended, you don't have any extended
No,
family?
I have a huge family in India, but I'm not connected to them, and they're not that into, like, I don't even think they know.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're not really into social media and stuff like that.
Like, even like, you're in a close environment too. काफी लोग ना ऐसे ही मतलब बातें करते हैं, make your parents feel like, let's say किसी के parents के friends हैं, right? They will start talking about, oh, आपकी बेटी तो ये कर रही है, वो कर रही है, especially in Desi culture, right?
Yeah.
ये चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. And do you have like any friends who had that kind of experience?
Yeah, when sometimes my pictures or videos, they end up on like random pages, not necessarily like meme pages, but कोई भी page कोई भी डाल देता है, right? So my dad found out one time, and he was like, oh, I see, like, you're posting. But he knows that, like, I know what to wear. I know my boundaries, and I don't cross them. And my mom is so supportive to the point where my mom will stand up against the whole world for me. So as long my goal in life, make my mom happy. So wo kush, I'm kush, and she does not care.
So I have a question for you guys. Who's more picky?
I think I'm more picky.
You're more
Yeah.
picky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have a routine. I'm very like a routine-based person. Like, I know I already know like what to eat, what to do, what to wear. So I can't go like खड़े पैर आके बंदा कहते नहीं आ करना मैं like nah
Yeah.
जो पहले कैसी वही करना ऐसे
Yeah, and I'm very like, let's just do anything. I'm
she's very
down.
spontaneous. She's very like on the
Yeah.
go. I'm not on the go. I need to like just know what's going on, who's gonna be there, where we going, what are we eating, what's the vibe. So it is.
I loved your style.
Thank you.
Does she help you with the picking up clothes or?
You better say the truth.
No, she did initially. No, she did initially because I was, there's college students here. I grew up like very comfortable. School le chal jana bas hoodie wage, right? Joggers, right? Sneakers, and I was an athlete in high school. So athletes, we love like hoodies, shorts and stuff. I didn't care, but even at that time I was like, okay, I had Jordans and stuff. That I was a little kid. Right. So as I got older, I lost touch with that because I'm like, I like comfort a lot. So when she came in, like she doesn't like comfort. Like she don't care if you're going out wearing sweater or like joggers. She'll come out with like her dress on.
Yeah.
So banda feel up banda, you're like, yo, I'm not dressing up. I'm not pulling up to where she's at. So then I started like coming up to her point.
Yeah, I think he always knew how to dress. It was just he would wear sweats a lot. And I'd just be like, dude.
It's a New York thing.
Yeah, and now when I see him, I'm like, you're wearing jeans, huh? You going on a date? Like, why are you wearing jeans?
Oh, yeah, but any low,
Yeah. He walks out in jeans. I'm like,
yeah, but like I wear jeans. My family's like, where you going? That's what it is.
Who spends more?
oh, him.
Me.
On clothing, on food, everything.
Food. Like I said, I like comfort, right? Like I need my coffee.
I think it's when I'm around him though. Like when he's alone, he's very like low budget. He does what he needs to do and he doesn't like overspend. When I'm there, it's like something in him where he's like, I want to spend money today. I'm there, he's like at the mall swiping left and right. We go to 7-Eleven, he's like, you want this, you want this, you want that?
I hate inconveniences. So I try my best to end every inconvenience in my life, right? So all the kharche wo
yeah. I think that's something he taught me because I was so used to living like unhappy and like my life is supposed to be like this. Like I would just, all right, it is what it is. I would sit there in pain and be okay with it. And then he told me like, no, tu khush bhi reh sakti hai. You could solve your problems and stuff. I feel like he made a lot of changes in my life. My mom always tells me ever since Sergio came into your life, like you've changed a lot.
Thank you.
And who's more gussekhor?
I think it's her. I think it's her. She'll say it's me. But
do you agree?
I get mad easily.
Okay.
Like annoyed and mad easily, but I get over it very fast. When he's like, he takes time, and when he's mad, he will literally like violate your whole life. He does not see anything. He will go off, and I'm like, dude, relax. Like we're a team. Relax.
That's because I mean, I have a lot of patience. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So when somebody tests my patience, I don't like that because I don't bother anybody.
Girls do that a lot.
Yeah. No, even my friends do that.
I think it's a man thing. You know, like how he said, like holding in your feelings. So he does like, it's okay. I don't have to react, and he'll hold it in, and then eventually it'll all burst out. So that's the thing where he's still learning. We had a really mature conversation the other day as well, and he was like, like if something upsets you and I think you're being dramatic, how do you want me to approach it? And I told all my friends, I was like, dude, this guy is so mature. Like he literally asked me how he should react, because when girls tell you something, and even if we're being dramatic, we don't want advice. We just want you to listen.
Right.
And he was like, how do you want me to react? Because we're going to get into a fight if I'm telling you right or wrong. I was like, just wait. Get me some coffee. Get me some food. Let's do something in the middle. Then give me rational advice.
It's because I feel like we're like in that stage of our life. Like I'm 26, right? I feel like pehla time hunda tha ladnu na, like 3 din lad lo, right? Galla karo, right? Now I'm like, yo, like there's no time for that anymore, right? We gotta focus on what really matters, which is our careers and growing our both of us have to grow our careers, right? So I'm like, I have to limit that. I have to end that. Why are we fighting and talking for like 4 days about this? Because I'm a singer, right? So every singer could attest to this. When you fight and you talk so much, your voice gets tired. And then you can't sing for like next 3 days. Because the raspiness comes in, right? Your vocal cords are tired. So I tell her all the time, like, yo, I cannot fight with you because then I can't record vocals. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously when you're fighting, I mean, if you write your own music, you can't write then.
Right.
Because your mind is not focused, right? Your family needs your time. You can't get rid of them. So I'm like, yo, look, relationship is the biggest thing in my life. So it's the biggest thing that affects my mood. So I need to get to the end of this. I feel like every singer writer knows what I'm talking about. Like this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Who has a cleaner room?
I mean, now I think she does.
I was very disorganized. I think he loves to come in and move things around. He loves to, like, if he could come in your setup before, he'll change things around. So he came to my room initially and moved everything around, and it's perfect now.
So guys have dirty room, clean car.
Clean cars. That's
right?
what's the next
girls
thing.
girls have dirty cars,
Yeah.
clean room.
Yeah, my car is...
I have
Is that true in your case too?
Yeah, my car is
Trust me,
terrible. My room
I would
is
beg for
perfect.
a car wash. Like, get a car wash, bro. The thing is, girls don't care. They're like A to B,
Right.
get there. That's
Coffee chakki chalo te cup.
I have two sisters are older
No,
than me.
I'm not messy like that.
Trust me.
Like leaves will come and dirt like that, but I won't leave garbage in the car.
Reasonable. That's reasonable.
Think
But
girl-
I've seen girls like, you know, coffee pe hi, like, you know, they were
no,
eating
Yeah,
something,
I don't
you
do
know.
that.
You ever see the girl's purse? A girl's purse is a girl's car. It's the same thing. They have everything in there.
Right.
Everything at their convenience. But I feel like as men, we don't do that. We have like one perfume, one sanitizer, or let's say, and one
Yeah.
air freshener. That's all we need.
Right.
Girls have like lipstick up there, sunglasses there.
But you need our purses too. When we go out, you're like, hold my keys,
Yeah,
hold my
so one thing
wallet,
is, I always keep my badge in her purse because I lose it. And she always has a badge in her purse, which is the biggest
in
like,
my
life.
purse, in my car, one
Yeah,
everywhere.
Sardar need a badge always.
Yeah, always. Yeah, always. I used to be Sardar and ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਦੂਜਾ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਕਲਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ I went to high school in India.
Okay, okay.
And ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ
You need a badge.
ਬਾਜ ਮੰਗ ਲਿਆ ਬਾਜ ਰੱਖ ਲਿਆ
Badge in the My mom gets mad at me because every time she was in India, I got 50 badges, right? And I go to video shoots, I go out my dinner with friends. ਕੋਈ ਲੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਖਰਚ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ ਵਿਕੜ ਉਧਰ ਲੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਭਾਈ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ.
We've started using lip liners as badges now. He's like, give me your lip liner.
Because now, you know, like this lifestyle's hectic. Like, I go video shoots, then I have my friends want to go out, they don't go over here. Like, I lose stuff like all the time. Because
improvise ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ.
Yeah,
He knows I'm
I
going
gotta
to protect
improvise.
them, I'm going to take it back.
Yeah.
Right. ਤੇ and ਬਈ ਪੱਗਾਂ ਦੀ collection ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ? Or do you?
Ginti hai nahi hunda. I only wear black. That's the thing. I only wear black, but I feel that's a culture here. But India, when I'm in India, I wear every color. Because you know, you match with your outfit.
Contrast or like.
I think you need go-to color. 'Cause you need quick. Because you know everything over here is like so quick. So then, like.
I like the style. Thoda na Jordan Sandhu varga like.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. Yeah.
You know?
I mean.
Yeah.
Dadi and all that. Too.
Yeah. I feel like, bro, make me like anybody. I just want to set a good example to people here. That's what it is. You know, I don't like people tell me that like, oh, you know, you look like him. You look like even if I do, that person's not a good example for me.
Right.
'Cause I saw like Diljit and Jordan, Ranjit Baba, right? And they set an example for me, and I want to set an example for the kids here.
Right.
So you know, it's good. It's good that I look like them. You know, that kids want to see me and we're like, okay, like he just pug, you know.
Right.
So I want to do like him too.
Cool. So P the photographer.
Yeah, my
he
boy.
was here, right? And I was like looking at his Instagram pictures, and I was like, dude, this little dude literally looked like Channi Natta.
Yeah,
Like, you know, glasses laga ke, he's like, they're literally the same. Like, Gora Pachan bhi nahi payega ki they're different.
That's good, bro. I mean, but thing is, like in like Punjabis, we have like a lot of different looks.
Yeah.
Right, so it's good that we have that because then everybody could like not get, you know, they're not conform to one look. You could change your look and still be like acceptable.
Right.
So kai munde gold parne bande ya gold pagga bande, kai munde adri pagga bande, right? It's okay. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever suits you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At least if you're like representing Sikhism,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
True. ਤੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਹੁਣ next ਕੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ songs ਵਗੈਰਾ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ?
I mean, I'm working on some music right now.
Okay.
'Cause I'm always like, because I'm still like, I guess in the growing stage of my career, so I'm still trying to find my sound. Like I always just try to find what's the best thing I could do, right? I look at my old work, listen to it over and over and over, and see like, okay, like, because I write myself, I produce myself,
Okay.
and I sing myself, right? So obviously,
So you're all in one.
right? So but when that happens, is you get lost in your own head, right? Because then you're making this art. Then I have to keep like going back and seeing like, hey, like, okay, like I could have changed this, I could have changed that, I could have worked on this, right? And then if I'm working with somebody else, like I gotta tell them to like, you know, like, oh, my last song I did this, so I don't want to do this right now, you know. So I guess my whole life will be like that. So that's what I had an EP come out like 2 months ago, and then from the whole EP now I'm learning from that. I'm like, I gotta lay out what didn't work there. I can't do that going on. So it's very hard. The thing is, nowadays it's very hard to find like, because there's so much music coming out, it's very hard to find your sound.
Right.
Or like obviously every singer's goal is to have their unique sound, right? So
Right.
I guess back then it wasn't that hard. Now it's really hard because now it's like, yo, I'm telling you, like, if we the Spotify, like, you know, data, like almost like I think 100,000 minutes of like music is uploaded a day, right? I'm probably way more than that. I'm just probably guessing this number, right? But it's crazy, like how much music is uploaded. So as an artist, like you gotta always be like on the go. Like, what's next? What's next?
But I think he's very talented in his lyrics. If you ever hear his songs, like right now, all the music coming out is like the beat is what's giving it, and their lyrics are just something
bland,
catchy,
very bland,
something
like,
just something catchy, something
People
like TikTok worthy.
Right.
But his lyrics are so meaningful. His heartbreak songs, I feel like something happened. Like his songs are insane. I listen to him and I'm like, babe, it's not fair. I get mad for him. I'm like, it's really not fair. Like your lyrics are insane. I don't know how he even writes them.
And it is God's wish, right?
Right.
ਜਦੋਂ ਰੱਬ ਦੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਨਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਬਣ ਜਾਣਾ. That's it. You can't fight against ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਪਾਣਾ.
Right. You know about Matt Rife, the stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
So
she loves him.
Okay, so that guy actually, like, he been doing stand-up comedy since he was 15.
Wow.
And for like 12 years, he was doing it. And, he was like, I'm so done. Like, I'm not, getting any good shows or anything. I'm not even on TV. And he was all done. Like, he was like, okay, today's the last day. I'm going to post this video because I already edited. I'm done. And that video went to like in 30 million views on TikTok.
I thought TikTok. He blew up on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was his, beginning of his career, actual career.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Bro, that's the thing.
कुछ नहीं पता.
कुछ नहीं पता. I feel like, bro, all you could do is your minutes.
True.
And then that's it. Like sometimes I get to that point too. Like I'm not like, oh, that person came. He just came after me.
Right.
Or like sometimes we're humans. We think about past a lot. I'll be like, oh, 5 years. Right? Like, I produce now too. Like I get DMs every day. Like, yo, bro, your name will be up there, bro. You're my favorite singer, right? And I'm like, if everybody's telling me this, why is not happening, right? But thing is, then I realize I'm like, look, man, life is bigger than us. There's way more going on in the background that you probably don't even know.
Right.
Right? So I cannot sit here and like fight this. I'll just work hard, and hopefully, everything aligns together and it'll work for me, and that's it. And I'm really grateful. Like, I'm actually really grateful that I could produce. Like, I think to put a song together, it only cost me about $200.
That's it.
Yeah, and there's people that probably spent like $5K, $6K on a song, music, lyrics, everything, production wise, right? Me, $200. I could wake up tomorrow, make a song.
He does everything himself,
right? Like, I feel like that's the biggest like gift that God has given me. Like, I could do that, and being in America helped me out a lot too, because I have people in India that work with me, and like for us, $100 is like nothing here, right? Because we spend like for them, $100 is a lot, right? So I'm like, damn, I'm in like a spot in my life where I could work and make music comfortably. Over there, people have to sell the Jameen, they gotta take loans out. Like over there, like music costs almost like average price is like $1 lakh, $2 lakh.
Yeah. Which
is like over here, probably like, I mean, here's money, it's probably worth a lot, like that's the thing. But I feel like I'm really happy that God has given me that, and I could obviously writing lyrics. I'm probably not the best lyricist. Like, I like Argentine Lone, right? Like, I listen to his music a lot. Argentine Lone, God knows, right? So when I look at them, I'm like, okay, like these guys are talented, right?
Right.
But if I could get to like even little of like their glimpse, like get 10% like them along with music, I feel like it'll work out soon. So I feel like I'm just gonna work hard, put it out there. Baki people like what they listen to, so
True.
I'm sitting here, right? So I'm sitting here.
No, you're definitely doing great, Baji. Obviously, like you said, I'll be honest, like,
Yeah.
that, मैंने नहीं सी पता बड़ी देर पहला. Like, the first time I met you, I'm like, oh, my friend told me, oh, he does music and all that.
Yeah.
I started listening to your songs. Like, for past 2 weeks, you're on my,
Thank you.
मैं वही सुनता पैदा ले गाने repeat थे, because you have like really good music.
Yeah. But it's about reach, bro. Like right now, it's like so much music comes out. It's very hard, and plus, like you're fighting against algorithms.
Yeah.
Right, you're fighting against Instagram algorithm, which changes like every month or 2 months. Right, you're fighting against TikTok algorithm.
True.
But when God's algorithm sets for you, then that's it. Then nothing will stop you. Trust me. Nothing will stop you.
You know the song Sagar Divoti?
Yeah.
Dude, that song was like 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And idda chalya ho gana hun jaake.
Bro, literally, like she had a song. It was like I think about Zora Randava. No, it was by what's the guy's name? I forgot the song that just blew up. Ki Haal Sone Anda.
Yeah.
Right? So that song, like she just put it randomly, right? She's like, I like the song, right? And then that video like went viral for the videos being right. And then that company hit her up. They're like, yo, like,
hey, post this here, post it there.
They're like, yo, like, thank you so much. It's been like 12 years since the song came out, So hold on, jab tak chamkila right now.
Yeah.
Like, you think Tequila would have ever thought, like, yo, 40 years later, somebody
A
would listen to me?
movie.
Right.
But now
That's
I think
just
now
crazy.
Daljit brought him back, right? Imtiaz Ali. Now every car is Tequila, you know? So,
Yeah.
So you never know. You know what I'm saying? So what you could do is keep working
Just
hard.
keep working
and
hard
then,
and all.
like, God, bro, trust me, like, I never questioned God's power. So I'm like, yo, it'll happen.
True.
Yeah.
True. So Cece, like, how can girls, like, get into the influencing industry?
Yeah, I think with content creation, it's first you need to be like emotionally in touch with yourself. You need to be happy with yourself before you start, because you don't know what you're stepping into. You know, there's going to be 1,000 of opinions coming at you, so you need to be prepared for that stuff, right? And I think it's all about find your niche, find what you love to do. You know, like I don't stick to something very strictly. I make whatever I feel like. And I saw this one quote that I think that quote honestly changed my life. I even like told him one time, and it was something along the lines of perfection is an excuse for procrastination. And when I read that, I was like, dude, like I'm over here working on perfect all the time. Like I told you earlier, to have a vision, that's all I want. And he's here with like, no, people want to see something natural. Like girls aren't perfect. You don't have the perfect body. And social media teaches you so much stuff. Like you find flaws in yourself. Like I learned about hip dips on social media, and I learned that I have hip dips and this is a problem, and you don't have big lips and this and that, you know, and you learn all these new things and you want to correct yourself. So I think that you have to be prepared. You have to be in love with yourself. Start posting. Whatever you have, post. Like people are out here posting how to eat videos, like how to professionally eat in a professional environment, how to do your makeup for beginners. Like just post whatever you have, just post. That's all it takes. 10 videos, 20 videos, you're going to get used to it and it's going to become natural for you.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with the, like social media. They like, the real life sounds
Real
so,
versus
like,
real, yeah.
It sounds like so like, like a movie scene. And then,
Yeah.
In real life,
And it's not like
everybody
that.
have like
It's
same
nothing
problems.
like that, yeah.
Right. True.
Yeah.
True. Thank you so much, Baji. Thank you so much,
No worries,
Cece.
man.
Thank you
you.
so much for
Thank you.
coming to this show. And it was great talking to you guys. And yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.